nagkaroon ng time na nawala yung self-worth ko.
You know, you have to work to help your husband with the finances, to help prepare finances for your children for their future.
Kasi dito sa Pilipinas, pag age mo ng 35, wala na. Para kasing etsapuera ka na.
And it feels like hindi ko alam kung paano ko mag-gain yung confidence ko pag naging mom na sila. Parang nawawala na yung career path nila.
Kasi na-fed up ako sa sobrang traffic. So, papasok, dahil madaling araw, either mag-grab ako or mag-aangkas, which is malaki-laki yung expenses.
The time spent with your kids and family are far more important than any job title out there.
Nag-decide ako na maghanap ng online job at nakakuha nga ako. Sobrang saya ko talaga. Kaya tinulungan ko rin yung iba kong mga mommy friends at nagkaroon rin sila ng sarili nilang online job. Kaya doon ako na-inspire at nag-decide na simulan ng Filipina home-based moms.
FHMoms community was created for mothers, for single women, for women professionals and entrepreneurs, for women overseas Filipino workers, for differently abled women, and even for young at heart women. FHMoms is a women community.
Nung nagsimula yung FHMoms, hindi ko in-expect na ganito ka magiging malaki. Ngayon, meron na kaming more than 250,000 members nationwide. Dati, ang tingin ng mga tao sa amin, community lang. No? Ngayon, social enterprise na kami with different projects na tumutulong sa mga kababaihan.
We have free webinars about freelancing, entrepreneurship, parenting, and personal growth. We offer online short courses as well as mastery courses with trainers' 1-year support. We also run a scholarship program and an internship program. We also facilitate charity activities where we are joined by community members as volunteers. Job matching program is something they can also look forward to, as well as e-commerce program. And to celebrate motherhood, we also have online bootcamp for kids. We also have the computer rent-to-own program for members who need assistance in acquiring a computer set. Aspire to be a strong-willed, independent woman.
Mas gusto kong maging productive at saka naniniwala ako sa continuous learning.
Inspire other women.
Everyone was uplifting each other. Everyone was trying to help each other. In this world, you have to be more kind. You have to be more helpful because everyone is fighting their own battles, and you have to understand, you have to empathize, and that is what FHMoms is doing with all the moms out there. Even if you're not a mom, you would feel welcome.
Empower each woman to be in their fullest potential.
And most importantly, Mommy MK and the team model humility and generosity. Talagang ito yung very evident, which impacted me the most. So it gave me the desire to share freely to others what I learned freely from the FHMoms community. And I've always loved the community, the motive of the community, that is to change the world one mom at a time. Good job, FHMoms.
Aspire, inspire, empower. Nothing is stronger than a community of women lifting each other up.
To be among women who have genuinely tried to help people. This is something that I feel passionately about, and then this is something that I saw in FHMoms.
God is good. Kasi parang naturo sa akin to FHMoms na pinakita sa akin na kahit nasa bahay ka, kahit nag-aalaga ka ng anak mo, it won't stop na dun ka lang. Yun lang yung pwede mong gawin.
Without this community, I'm not here in this situation. So, FHMoms po yung nag-guide and nag-mold sa akin to be the best working at home mom I could ever be.
Ang pinakamalaking impact sa FHMoms sa akin is their quote, which is moving forward, giving back. That's the very essence of FHMoms eh.
That's what I like about this group kasi we encourage and inspire each other to keep dreaming, to chase our dreams. It's actually a big impact kasi if you are losing hope and wala ka ng gana and all, but because of this page, mapapasana all ka.
Dahil sa online job, natupad ko yung mga pangarap ko at ang pinakapangarap ko na lang ay matupad yung pangarap ng lahat ng mga mommies. Huwag tayong titigil na abutin lahat ng mga pangarap natin, masipagan pa natin, at huwag tayong susuko. Kaya kung feeling nyo hindi kayo techie, feeling nyo hindi pasok ang edad nyo para dito sa online freelancing, huwag nyong iisipin yon kasi sobrang daming opportunities ang pwedeng ibigay sa inyo online. At nandito ang Filipina Home-Based Moms para suportahan kayo. Para sa mga naghahanap ng online job at gusto ring matuto pagdating sa online business, you can join Filipina Home-Based Moms Facebook group. My name is MK Bertulfo, CEO and founder of Filipina Home-Based Moms, and our goal is to change lives one mom at a time.
Natin, FHTs at sa lahat ng mga viewers natin. Ngayong araw na ito, we are live po tayo. It's June 23, Wednesday. Kaya naman kung kayo ay habang kayo ay nag-prepare ng inyong dinner o kaya naman ay nagsasagot ng mga module, kung may module pa ang inyong mga Junakis, nako, sumali na kayo ngayon dahil napakaganda ng pag-uusapan natin as part of our celebration. Syempre, ngayong buwan ng Hunyo, Father's Day, syempre, araw ng ating mga asawa, ng mga tatay, meron tayong post-Father's Day special. At ang ating pag-uusapan ngayon ay kung paano ba natin mas maiintindihan ang ating partner, ang ating asawa, o pwede rin ang ating mga ama, ang ating mga tito, dahil napaka-special ng araw na ito dahil we have invited a relationship coach. Nako, alam mo, momshies ha, ma-share ko lang sa inyo. Very personal sa akin, sa puso ko ang ating coach ngayong araw na ito dahil kung hindi niyo po maitatanong, isa po akong FH tita at soon to be na ikakasal na po this year because of the help nitong coach nating ito. Natutuwa ko nung mga, how should I say, ang sinagi ko sinasabi, yung mga tips, techniques on how I can find my one true love. Ayan, kung meron tayong mga FH tita, nako, talaga namang very guaranteed and makikita mong very effective ang mga itinuturo ni Coach. Talagang I was able to find my one true love. At syempre, hindi lang naman po sa mga momshies sa mga momshies sa atin ngayon ay si Coach, of course, she is, ito ha, i-welcome na natin ang coach natin for today. Isa po siyang relationship coach and romance author who helps people learn love facts versus love fiction. So pwede po ito, applicable pa rin po ito kung ikaw ay in a relationship na or married ka na and you wanted to have a better relationship with your husband. Kaya sa mga momshies natin, FH titas at sa lahat ng nanonood, if you know someone na related, makaka-relate sa ating pag-uusapan ngayong araw na ito, nako, i-share nyo na ang video na ito, tag and comment your friends, your loved ones dito sa ating comment section below dahil meron tayong pag-uusapan about understanding our husbands, our partners. So itutuloy ko na. She also, ang ating coach is a relationship coach, a romance author. She helps people learn #love facts versus yung love fiction. So we can enjoy our own happy love stories in real life. Kaya naman, i-welcome na po natin ang ating speaker for today. We have Coach Aileen Santos.
Oh, thank you. Welcome, Ruf. And hello lahat ng FH moms and FH titas. I really am happy to be in the company of this kind of group na talagang women, Filipinos, helping each other out, nagtutulungan para lahat tayo sabay-sabay na mag-move forward. So, I'm glad to be here.
Yes, kinikilig ako actually until now. Aileen, I think the last time I saw you personally was 7 years ago. Naalala mo?
May pictorial tayo, pero quiet ka na lang tugod.
Oo, oo. May pictorial tayo. Kasi sa ating mga momshies, sa FH dito sa nanonood, ay talagang personally, ay naramdaman ko, I felt through the workshop and talks of Miss Aileen, yung confidence, yung ibuboost talaga yung confidence ng mga kababaihan. And the first
Yes.
I saw Miss Aileen was during a speed dating event nung ako ay at doon from the speed dating event, doon ko mas na-realize na hindi lang pala talaga dapat aside sa mga tinuturong subjects sa school, dapat tinuturo din sa atin ang tungkol sa love life.
Yes.
Kasi tama ba ako, Miss Aileen? You'll be able to decide wisely and hindi lang puro emotions but also together with your heart, with your brain as well. Pero,
Yes.
diba? Yan, kaya nako, Miss Aileen, hindi na natin patatagalin. So I am so excited. Kaya naman sa mga nanonood sa atin today, please type in yes if you are ready to listen to Miss Eileen's talk for today at i-ready nyo na ang inyong pen, gaya ng dating gawin mga momshies, pen and your notebook because we will learn a lot today. Miss Eileen, the floor is yours.
Okay, thank you, Ruth. And for those, whether you're watching live or the replay, I'm glad that you're here. And I'm glad that you are here to understand your husband better. Pero before I start, I really want to give a disclaimer on one hand, kasi we only have a few minutes to talk about this for sure. We have different situations. Iba-iba syempre yung relationship natin, iba-iba partner natin. So, walang super isang solution lang, one size fits all, na anong kailangan kong gawin sa bawat sitwasyon na 'to, hindi. Talagang malalim na usapan yon. In fact, it will need a seminar talaga na hindi lang seminar, I actually conduct mga coaching sessions na talaga nangyayari sa few months, several months para talagang ma-make sure ko na na-apply yung skills na yon. So, what we're going to do here this afternoon in the few minutes that we have, I will give you an overview of yung ideal dynamic ng husband and wife. Okay? And it's going to be based on psychology, spirituality, and evolutionary biology. Pero wag kayong mag-alala doon sa mga terms na yun kasi we're going to simplify it. But that's what I can assure you. If you really are able to understand even yung intro lang na pinag-uusapan natin ngayon, then meron ka ng basic foundation kung paano maiintindihan at matutulungan si husband. And not just ayun ito pa, and Ruth knows this, we can't give to someone else yung hindi pa natin nabibigay sa sarili natin. Kaya two-pronged ang approach natin. Habang iniintindi natin ang psychology ng mga lalaki, kailangan maintindihan din natin ang psychology natin. Kasi nag-i-interact tayo So, we really need both. But just nandito na kasi sa slides ko, just to recap, so I'm a relationship coach and romance author. Matagal na akong hindi nakakapunta sa parlor dahil sa pandemic. So, parating nakatali ngayon, haba na hair. Okay, and RGC, MAC, CPC means I'm a registered guidance counselor. MAC, internationally, CPC, I'm a certified professional coach internationally. And MAC, my background is in Master of Arts in Counseling. So I do program development, teaching and training for organizations, for corporations. And may time na hindi ko na ni-renew yung license ko kasi sarado naman mga gym. Pero I also got certified as a Zumba instructor. So kasama talaga yan. Holistic talaga ang approach natin. Hindi lang pwedeng, ay, isip, ay, feel. Kung hindi, mind, body, spirit tayo. And I do counseling and coaching. Although, right now, what I do is online counseling by appointment. Itong mga programs like what we are doing right now, this is just for awareness. But there are online counseling programs na pwede ring i-take advantage of right now. So even if pandemic, kung kailangan talaga ng support, then meron naman talaga mapupuntahan. Okay, and I do relationship talks, lalo na pag February, busy. And right now, puro online ang aking engagement. So ito yung mga dati na just some of the relationship talks that I've been in. And just in case maubusan tayo ng time, I hope you can connect with me. So on Facebook, fb.com/Coach Aileen. Babanggitin naman yan ni Ruf mamaya. Instagram and on YouTube rin, tinyurl.com/Coach Aileen. Pero let's go right away into our topic, understanding our husband. So it's based on a lot of things, but ito yung pinaka-peg natin. There's this book by John Eldridge called Wild at Heart. And I love na, this is a Christian book, okay? But I love yung pagkaka-identify niya ng mga certain elements. Kasi as a psychologist, I have been able to clarify those elements na needed talaga in relationships. So if ever you want a deepening, you can look for this book. Wala akong makukuhang extra income dyan, but this has inspired me to put together these slides. And dinagdagan ko na with what psychology says about these things. So I hope it's okay na we go to this in terms of God's design, because for me, yun talaga ang hindi na for me hindi talaga nasa-separate yung spirituality, yung physical health natin with our emotional health and mental health. And on one hand, this is also about psychology. So the design of men and women was really good. Okay? So ito yung ideal para maintindihan natin ano yung totoong hashtag relationship goals. Kasi ang relationship goals, hindi lang yung parang sana all, sana meron. Kung hindi, meron siyang milestones eh. Parang sa grade level, hindi siya, meron bang hashtag grade goals na parang, pag nakatapos akong grade 1, tapos na. Pagtapos akong grade 2, tapos na. Hindi. Every level, kailangan natututo tayo. So, what I want to present with you first is, ano yung design talaga natin. In short, kung perfect sana yung mundo, ito yung design ng men and women in relationships. First of all, inside each little boy is a warrior. So, in psychology and behavioral sociology, nakita to ng mga researchers na kahit dun sa mga tribo na walang TV, walang social media, walang anything, napansin nila na lahat ng play ng mga little boys is really have to do with competition and yung mga fighting, okay? Yung mga, okay, parang talo kita sa ganito, o kaya kukuha ng mga stick tapos maglalabanan sila. Kahit walang nag-i-influence sa kanila na outside na media. So the reason for that is it's part of the blueprint of the little boy na ang goal niya is strength, fierceness, na talagang warrior. So parang hindi tayo as moms, on one hand, we need to also remember this when we are raising little boys. Yang kakulitan at yung energy nila, may reason yan. Kasi hindi dahil pasaway sila or makulit sila, kung hindi, part talaga ng blueprint yan ng little boys. Okay? And yung mga little girls naman, eto rin, even before the age of social media and other kinds of media, yung mga little girls, ano yung ginagawa nila? Kukunin yung makeup nung nanay nila, or even do sa mga tribes na walang makeup. Actually, may mga makeup rin yung mga tribes eh. Pero talagang kukunin yung mga damit ng nanay nila, susuot nila, and then gusto nila malaman kung gaano sila ka-pretty, ganon. So, it's really part, again, of our makeup, of our blueprint. So, inside each little girl is an enchanting princess. Okay, so what does this mean in terms of yung ideal natin? Okay, so iisa-isahin ko to. Men were created talaga. Yung blueprint nila, design nila psychologically, spiritually, through evolutionary biology, strong, courageous love. What does that mean? Men ideally are designed to take risks, to do things na parang ito yung pupunta sa gera para sa mga mahal nila sa buhay, di ba? And we need that in life. Even though sana walang gera talaga, pero we need strong, courageous love. And inside the heart of men, they know that they were designed for this. Okay? So ito yung puro ideal pa rin to ha. Okay? I want you to remember that, puro ideal. So there are several things, 4 things in order for the man to really embody strong, courageous love. So unang-una, an adventure to live. Anong ibig sabihin nito? In modern psychological terms, kailangan alam niya yung purpose niya. Okay? And kaya nga tama si Ruf na one of my goals sana, so if anyone is watching na matutulungan ako dito, is ma-incorporate talaga itong mga knowledge na to sa school system. ito yung mga kailangan natin eh. Ano ang purpose mo sa buhay? Kasi kaya ang daming may depression, ang daming madaling mayanig pag merong konting problema, may anxiety na. Of course, ang daming factors. And then meron ding mga mental and emotional health issues. Pero when regular people na talagang kahit may diagnosis o wala, pero hindi nila alam ang purpose nila, ang nangyayari talaga, we go around looking for that purpose, or worse, we just give up. Pero this is even more important in men. They need to know what their purpose is. Okay? So yun yung lifelong nila na para saan sila ginawa. Parang may commercial, di ba? Para kanino ka gumigising? Para saan ka gumigising? So they need to see their life as an adventure na magkakabit naman to, a battle to fight. So 'di ba sa adventure, yun yung buong trilogy or yung buong series. Yung Battle to Fight, yun yung per book, may sarili kang battle na yung parang isa-isa. So may stage ngayon, bilang teenager, ito yung battle to fight niya ngayon. Parang kailangan makagraduate ng college. Okay? And the next battle to fight, kailangan magkaroon ng stable na career. So yung battle to fight na yon, this is what makes also what a man also needs in terms of this. They need to know that they're equipped for the battle. So again, yun yung ideal, pero ang not ideal is when a little boy grows up na hindi niya alam ano yung expertise niya. Never niya nalaman saan siya magaling. So hindi niya na-develop yon and nawalan siya ng confidence. So he doesn't see each stage of his life as a battle to fight. Kung hindi, ang nangyayari lang, wala lang, parang go with the flow lang. So yun yung second element that a man needs to have strong, courageous love, to embody strong, courageous love. And last but not least, a beauty to protect. So eto, kung may mga naka-encounter na kayo ng little boys, diba, na parang before pa ng COVID, yung tipong magpapasikat yan pag nandyan yung crush niya. And do sa mga may little boys, hindi yan maliligo pag sinabi mo. Pero pag may nandyan yung crush niya na alam mong interested siya, maliligo yan, magpapakyut yan, magdadamit yan na maayos kasi talagang again, it's part of who they are, a beauty to protect. And even those who are not married, parang tingnan nga natin yung mga like yung priests. The beauty that they protect is the church. Okay? And even in war, yung mga pansin niyo ba yung mga soldiers, ano yung pinapangalan nila dun sa airplane nila, sa barko, puro mga women's names. So, and then aalagaan nila even mga cars. Okay? So, a beauty to protect. Those are the three elements na kailangan ng men, ideally, in order to embody strong, courageous love. And one more thing, when they are growing up, especially puberty, and they are adopting the identity of being a man, the message that they need in order to really establish their masculinity is this: you have what it takes to be a man. And they needed to hear it from their fathers. Okay? So, kung wala man father, and I know this happens sometimes, a lot of times actually, merong father figure, pwede yung tito, pwede yung lolo, pero they need to hear this. All little boys need to hear this. A male authority figure letting them know na parang, tunay na lalaki ka na nga. That's why, actually, aside lang medyo ginagamit ito ng mga ibang commercial na parang ang tunay na lalaki nakakainom ng ganitong klaseng alcoholic drink, o ang tunay na lalaki ganito. But that's not it. Yun nga lang, they are capitalizing on this message na talagang madalas maraming little boys may butas sa heart nila at sa emotional makeup nila dahil hindi nila narinig to. And minsan hindi naman kailangan marinig pero if they have a male authority figure, especially if they have a father na kunyari, sabay nilang inaayos yung sopa or inaayos yung sasakyan. Tapos pinapakita nung tatay na parang pinagkakatiwalaan niya yung little boy. Then doon nabubuo na yung quiet na you have what it takes to be a man. And even in evolution, kailangan kung titingnan nyo, mas secure yung male confidence ng mga nasa tribes. Kasi may ritual talaga. Pag nag-puberty na isang lalaki, sasabihin, ito yung final task mo para patunayan mo na you are now a man in our tribe. And then pag na-complete nila yung task na yon, everyone celebrates. Wala na yun ngayon sa modern society. That's why, and maraming little boys growing up with no positive father figures. Minsan nandiyan yung father pero absentee, yung parang emotionally absent. So this is the ideal. This is what men were made for. Strong, courageous love. But this is the foundation. Okay, now let's understand ourselves as well. Kasi when we interact with men, we have to understand about us. So women, in our ideal state, we embody gentle, inviting love. Okay? Ano ibig sabihin ng gentle, inviting love? Okay, imagine mo yung sunset. Okay? Di ba yung sunset, hindi ka pinipilit na, tingnan mo ako, ang ganda-ganda ko. Hindi. Yung sunset, andun lang, maganda siya na parang tingnan mo ako, hindi, alam kong maganda ako. And when you look at the sunset, you feel at peace. You feel the gentleness of nature. Na talagang parang okay, I can rest in this. It's a kind of beauty na hindi kailangang yung bang hindi kailangang angkinin, pero it's a beauty that allows us to rest and be ourselves. So that is the embodiment of women. Parang how do we know that we have those moments, 'di ba? Yung parang when someone feels safe in our presence na nasi-share nila yung mga tinatago nila kasi we are embodying gentle and inviting love in those moments. So if you have experienced those moments and may taong nag-share sa'yo dahil parang magaan ang loob nila pag nandyan ka, then you are doing that. Okay? Of course, it's not all of the time. May times na stress tayo. Okay lang, tao okay? But this is our nature. This is our essence. And what do we need? Ano yung foundation natin to be in this ideal? A beauty to unveil. What does that mean? Alam natin na ang beauty natin, kailangan alam natin para sa sarili natin. Kasi even if we have a partner, a husband, boyfriend, who tells us na maganda tayo, kung hindi tayo naniniwala doon, walang effect. So we really have to understand ourselves and really celebrate our own kind of beauty. And beauty to unveil simply means na dahil alam natin yung worth natin, yung inner and outer beauty natin, hindi lang natin pinamimigay kung kani-kanino. We choose the people that we allow into our lives, into our intimate and personal space, kasi alam natin yung worth natin. So, hindi natin pinamimigay basta-basta ang love natin. Hindi natin pinamimigay basta-basta yung inner and outer beauty natin. Okay? So, that is beauty to unveil. Next is we have an adventure to share. We want that. So, yung unang panahon na luma na mali talaga na thinking is, iba yung mga dating fairy tale na niligtas ni Prince, si Snow White, hinalikan, and then, that's it. They live happily ever after. Hindi. Ngayon, parang sa yung ang nangyayari, niligtas ni Prince, si Princess, and then si Princess, sabay na pinagtanggol yung castle. So, they're now sharing an adventure. So, kaya maganda nga yung mga modern fairy tales like Shrek, yung talagang they are living an adventure to share. So, ang women, we don't, parang hindi tayo palamuti. Talagang partner tayo of the person that we have chosen to spend our life with. And last but not least, a life to create. Talagang, if you really look at creation, talagang it's the female of the species that has this special role of being co-creator. Kasi we are the channels for bringing life into this world. And even those moms and wives na hindi nagkaroon ng baby, still life to create means yung turning a house into a home, yung parang wala, dati apartment lang yan or condo unit lang yan, and then binibigyan natin ng buhay. That is a life to create. We add that, yung tinatawag ng feminine touch, and this is what it means. And so those are the three elements that we need as our foundation to really embody gentle and inviting love. And the message of femininity that we needed to hear in order to be secure in this is, I delight in your beauty. And guess what? Kanino natin kailangang marinig rin to? Yes, the male father figure, the male authority figure, the father figure. That's it's very psychological. It's going to be a long discussion and based on a lot of psychological facts if I go into this. But this is the reason why I'm glad now we are moms trying to understand our husbands, because the man is not wala lang, hindi lang totoo yung kasabihan na haligi ng tahanan, kasi in the formation of our identity, the identities of little boys and little girls, very critical ang father, ang message ng father. Okay, so yon, I delight in your beauty. Yung kailangan manggaling, whether through words or actions, makuha natin yung message from the father or male authority figure na, anak, yung beauty mo, deserving na alagaan, you are worthy of love as you are, and I delight in your beauty. Okay, so yon. Okay, so yun yung ideal. And if you notice this, pag pinagtabi natin, ito yung design ng male-female relationships, complementary. Okay? And do sa mga, baka may nag-iisip kayo, paano na yung mga LGBTQ, Coach Aileen? What I want to tell you is, in my training as a psychologist, nag-focus ako on heterosexual relationships. So, maybe someone else is an expert there, pero ang focus ko is this, and this is the people that I help. And ito nga, grabe na ngang research ang kailangan eh. But if anyone wants to do that, to talagang help people na with the psychology of those other concerns, then you can do that. But in heterosexual relationships, male and female, ang design is complementary. Strong and courageous love, and gentle and inviting love. So, hindi talaga tayo kailangan mag-competition. We need each other. We complement each other. Yung strengths ng kabila na only na-enhance yung strengths nung natin. So, it's been that way in terms of the ideal design. Okay, but something goes wrong. Ano talaga, our world is not perfect. Life is not perfect. Our families that we grew up in were not perfect. So, we received a lot of wounds. So, ano yung nangyari sa when we got the wounds? And ano yung wounds na yon? So, for little boys, ito yon, na parang either yon, the absent father or the emotionally absent father. They never heard that they never felt na the male authority figure made them feel confident na, lalaki ka na nga, talagang kaya mo nang tumayo, kaya mo nang ipagtanggol ang pamilya natin. So they never got that message. And sometimes, ito pa, they receive the message na kailangan silang protektahan. Yung parang, yung binibaby pa rin ng parents na, kunyari, magtayo ng business yung parents. And then, hindi nabigyan yung little boy, yung teenage boy, college boy, career guy, hindi siya nabigyan ng chance na tumayo sa sariling paa, para alamin kung ano yung totoong goals niya, ano yung skills niya. Basta, diniktahan siya kung ano yung course niya, diniktahan din siya na, eto, pagkatapos ng college mo, ito yung business natin. So, they did not feel that confidence. Kaya, in all the other areas of their life, parati sila mag-aalinlangan. Kasi, wala yung basic foundation ng message na yon. Okay? That's why, there are workshops right now of parang reparenting the child within, kasi marami talaga tayo that our parents are not perfect, and it's this is not to blame our parents, okay, kasi they were only behaving or acting on what they knew at that time, and a lot of them did not have good information. So if nakaka-relate kayo dito sa mga woundedness dito, it's your responsibility to develop yourself. Look for a psychologist, a counselor, a coach, a workshop. It's your responsibility. Yes, they were at fault for those wounds. Okay, let's call it as it is. Pero it's your responsibility to take care of your own healing. Okay? Dahil buhay mo to eh. Hindi pwedeng 80 years old ka na inaano pa rin, sinisisi mo pa rin kasi kaya ako ganito, kaya ganito buhay ko dahil yung tatay ko at nanay ko. No. They may be at fault because they had wounds of their own. Pero it's our that's why it's our responsibility to heal our wounds, to do what we can to move forward. And guess what? Importante to, especially when we have families of our own. Kasi the next generation, our children, they deserve emotionally healthy parents and adults to guide them. Kasi kung tayo, we don't take responsibility for healing our own wounds, mapapasa lang natin yung wounds na yon, yung mga maling patakaran, yung mga maling kagawian sa next generation. And I know na the reason why you're here in FH Moms is you want better for the next generation. Okay? So men, because of these wounds, ang number one fear nila, failure. So ang iniisip nila, if I try, kung susubukan ko ba 'to, will it be good enough? In a relationship, ang tanong niya, will it be good enough to make her happy? O susumbatan lang ba ako? O papalpak lang ako? So parang hindi ko na maririnig ang katapusan nito, dadakdak lang. So maraming times men, they just don't try. Parang lalo na if they never had confidence in the first place. Wala na nga silang foundation ng confidence na yon. Takot na silang mag-try and then nag-try sila, nasisi pa sila, wala, papatong-patong lang yung wound and then yung message na wala kang kwenta bilang lalaki dahil hindi mo to nagagawa. You don't have what it takes to be a man. Meanwhile, sa women, ano naman ang wounding message? Yung you are not beautiful. Okay? So possible na kuha rin natin to na parang what if, and this is true, I'm going to tell it as it is as a psychologist, in a lot of families, yung mga male authority figure pa, ng mga kamag-anak natin, sometimes fathers, kung sino pa yung dapat nag-protect sa ating, na nagsabi sa atin na you are worth protecting, I delight in your beauty, yung pa yung mga nagsabi na, ano ba naman itsura mo? Parang lalabas ka ng ganyan. Parang kinahiya tayo, or yung ibang fathers hindi alam how to treat their teenage daughters na hindi sila naging close. Again, emotionally absent. So parang wala rin, hindi napansin. So naghahanap ng pansin sa ibang tao, yung mga daughters. So a lot of these wounds are coming out. And what do we fear? Abandonment. Okay? Again, this is part of evolutionary psychology rin. Yung pala, I want to insert this just a little bit. Sa men, going back sa men ng konti, bakit ang fear nila failure? Balik tayo pala sa mga tribe. Ang men nga pala, pag nag-fail sila nung unang panahon, at in short, nag-fail sila kunyari winter na, at pumalpak sila sa pagkuha ng pagkain, yung pag-hunt, tapos hindi nila nauwi yung hinant nila, when they fail, apektado yung buong tribo. Walang kakainin yung buong tribo. That's why it's also ingrained in based on evolution, yung fear of failure. And meanwhile, sa women, we fear abandonment. Okay? Again, in evolution, ito naman yung counterpart niyan. Pag ang men, ang mga warriors natin, umalis at talagang they went into war or they went hunting tapos hindi na nakabalik, then we are abandoned. Anong mangyayari sa tribe? The women and the children magiging prey to wild creatures, magiging prey to the other tribes. So that's why it's ingrained in us yung fear of abandonment. But then again, in psychology, it's the same thing. If I invite him into my heart, if I talagang commit to him, will my beauty, will who I am, delight him enough to make him stay? So ito yung parate. Kaya mga women parating, may times married na nga, tinetest pa rin yung mga husband. So parang, ano pa bang test ang kailangan para mapatunayan na love tayo? Pero ito, yung parating fear, paano kung mag-change yung mind niya? So all of these things because of our wounds. And the wounds are really present. Okay, so anong effects? The men are afraid to offer their strength. So kung meron tayong demotivated or unmotivated men in our lives, this is the reason. Kung totoo yung yung kasabihan na behind every successful man is a woman, totoo yun. Pero it's also true, the opposite is also true. Behind every demotivated man is also a woman. Minsan hindi naman yung wife minsan madalas actually yung mother. Okay, na parang pinakita doon sa little boy na hindi pa siya adult, hindi pa siya ready mag-stand up on his own. Kaya parang kailangan parating nakatago siya sa desisyon ng parents niya, desisyon ng iba. So because they're afraid to offer their strength because because of all the wounds, and they never got that important message that would have made a good foundation for who they are as men. So ang nangyayari, they do not act or intervene. Wala na lang. So ito rin, pansinin na natin, may mga men na pinagsasabi sa akin ng mga men, sobrang mahal daw nila yung wife nila. So yung wife nila nagdedesisyon para sa lahat. Bakit? Kasi iniisip rin nila parang pag nagdesisyon sila at nagkamali, susisihin lang sila ng wife nila. So wag na lang. Yung parang sa umpisa pa lang, planning pa lang ng wedding, andun na yung mag-uusap, tatanungin ng wife, ano yung gagawin natin sa flowers? Tapos nagsabi si husband, Kailangan ba natin ng flowers? And then yung si wife, ganito na agad, hindi pa nga wife eh, di ba? Si girlfriend, syempre kailangan natin, bla 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 bla. Bla. Tapos edi yun, sabihin nung husband to be, ito na lang. Bakit yan? Ganyan, ganyan. So parang lahat na lang ng desisyon niya, parang mali. So, hindi na lang. Nare-reinforce lang yung wound niya na mali yung sinasabi ko, mali decision ko, so wag na lang. Yung bahala na lang kayo, bahala na lang ang ibang tao, hindi na lang ako kikilos, hindi na lang ako magdedesisyon kasi mali rin naman yung magiging decision ko. Okay? So, this is, ano nangyayari dito? Passive men. Ito nga yung parang bahala ng ibang tao, go with the flow. Abusive men, okay? May ibang psychology naman yan. This is the reason why, just as an overview, a lot of men who are abusive, it's because mababa ang threshold nila for pain. Yung pain nila, emotional pain nila, parating nangangaliwa yung partner nila or ibebetray sila or tingin nung partner nila may pagkakamali sa kanila, may flaw sila, kaya ready to leave sila. And ang men kasi, parang if it's an emotional, even though it's an emotional pain, ang reaction nila is physical. Kasi that's part of their makeup. Physical ang reaction nila. That's why the woman, their loved one who is causing them emotional pain, they fight back in a physical way. Kaya nangbubugbog sila. I'm not saying it's acceptable. I'm just giving you an explanation. Although this is an overview, this is a simplified version. If you really want to understand it, again, it's a whole psychological course. Pero that is why there are violent men. They'll fight back physically to the person, against the person who causes them the emotional pain. Okay? So, just don't choose violent men or abusive men. Please don't pay attention to red flags. Just don't go into relationships like that. And if you're in a relationship like that, please seek help. Siguro, I'm sure may resources ang FHMoms. So, just look for the numbers online and you can seek help. And last but not least, addiction is pornography. Bakit? Kasi ito yung beauty na binibigay sa kanila for free. Hindi nila kailangan mag-work towards that. So, yun yung nagiging cycle. Because of these wounds, talagang kung ano yung madali, kung ano yung lumalapit na lang sa kanila, yun yung doon nagsasettle yung man na ito. So, kasi nga, because of all these wounds and this lack of confidence caused by the wounds. Meanwhile, women become afraid to be vulnerable. Imbis na gentle and inviting love, na parang sunset, controlling women. So, ito yung mga women na sila na yun nga, biruin mo, planning pa lang ng wedding, parang lahat na ng sinabi ng fiancé niya, mali, kinokontrol everything around her. So, we need to check ourselves. Okay? We need to check our mindset na parang how much do we trust really? Parang kasi here's the thing, bottom line is if you know you married a good person with good values, you have chosen a good man with good values, then we need to stop being afraid. Okay, again, it's not easy, but then that's why we need to be responsible for our own healing because we might be adding to the wounds of our partner. And parang they need to be responsible. Our partner also needs to be responsible for the healing of his own wounds. Pero tayo yung nasa seminar ngayon eh. Tayo nandito sa talk ngayon eh. So you are the one who is more aware of this. You can be the one to start. You can be the one to start the conversation or you can start doing this first and asking yourself, am I controlling the events around me? Parang pag may nangyayari ba, ako ba yung parang ito, iniisip ko ba minsan na ako na nga lang ang gagawa kasi pag sa iba ko pa inasa, tatagal lang or papalpak lang. So that's a sign, that's a symptom na we are acting also from our own wounds. And then ito yung nangyayari. Alam natin deep in our hearts na we need our partners to be our leaders. We need our husbands to be strong, courageous love. So that we can relax enough to be gentle and inviting love. Ito yung positive essence natin eh. Yun yung strong, courageous love, that's positive masculinity. And yung gentle, inviting love, that's positive femininity. Pero if we don't let go of the control, then hindi magsa-step up yung ating husband. And ano yung cycle? Pagod na pagod tayo. when you know, alam nyo na pagod ka na, tapos hindi ka naman, yung parang, hindi mo feel na parang you can trust your husband to be the husband, to be strong and courageous love, then actually the cycle is coming from us. We are acting from control so that we can protect ourselves. And again, we are acting from our wounds. So, pagod tayo, nire-resent natin yung husband natin kasi we want him to be strong, courageous love, pero hindi. So, what do we end up? We become bitter and resentful. Or yung iba naman, nagiging clingy na konting ano lang, konting bigay lang ng, kunyari, ito yung mga nagkaka-affair bigla. Kasi may nagbigay na ng konting attention, dun na siya, kaysa sa husband niya. Instead na ayusin niya yung relationship niya with her husband at na-realize niya na siya rin yun. So, addiction is over-controlling everything from the kids to everything. So, yun ang effect. So, ano yung nangyayari? When we have wounded relationships, kasi we are wounded and we are not aware and we are not taking the steps to start healing our wounds, ayan, we act on our deepest fears. The men keep fearing failure, women keep fearing abandonment, so men keep becoming passive and women keep becoming controlling. And parehong hindi nakakatulong. Sa men, akala natin na parang, buti nga siya passive siya eh. Hindi. Slowly but surely, na babawasan yung pagkatao niya dahil doon. Dahil he knows deep inside that he is not being true to who he is, sa essence niya. There's something in his soul and in his spirit that is dying. Okay? And same thing with us. So, di ba, kailangan natin ng isa't isa to be in our positive essence, but we need each other to do that. We need each other to be responsible for our own healing and growth. And then we need to work together in order to do that. And it's a lifelong journey. Kaya talagang there's a quote saying na you don't find your soulmate. Instead, after 25 years of marriage, of getting to know each other, going through trials, going through these milestones, overcoming these challenges, after 25 years of that, at least we have created each other into each other's soulmates. Kasi we all have issues. We all have wounds. Pero ang tanong, are we both willing, are both partners willing to grow and journey with each other in our growth? Okay? So, do we behave like enemies? Okay? Men are afraid to act. Women feel alone as they over-control. Or do we purposefully grow our relationship? And based on our understanding, I know this is just an overview, but I hope this has given you an eye-opener into what your man was destined, yung blueprint niya of who the man he's supposed to be, strong, courageous love, and the woman that you're supposed to be, gentle and inviting love. And when these two come together, that's when we create strong and happy families. Okay? So I know this is short, but yun nga, Ruth will mention this as well, but if you ever have follow-up questions in the future, this is a YouTube live stream. I do every Friday at 9 p.m. So that's where you can find me, tinyurl.com/Coach Aileen. And that's my YouTube channel. And you can send me your questions there so that I can use those as topics anonymously sa Fall Love Friday if you have follow-up questions that we might not be able to address today. So inaano ko na para hindi kayo hindi kayo ma-stress na baka hindi ko matanong yung question ko. So you can still get in touch with me. But that is our overview of how we can understand our husbands, and I hope that this has been helpful. And now I will bring the stage back to our FH moms and kay Ruth.
Yes! Thank you, Miss Aileen. Sa mga momshies natin, we'll be pausing for a quick break. At mamaya-maya, we'll be reading your questions, your comments, your takeaways para kay Miss Aileen. Kaya naman sa mga momshies natin, while we are doing our break, naku-comment na, ask questions. Malay nyo, mabasa namin ang inyong mga katanungan para kay Miss Aileen. So, let's watch this! There you go. We would like to thank our sponsors, mga mommy sponsors natin for this June. Maraming salamat, Olivia Rose and Company. That is their IG, instagram.com/Olivia Rose and Co. And Vidsbids. Bisitahin lang po ang kanilang page. That is Vidsbids sa Facebook. Ayan na. Miss Aileen will now be reading questions and also mga comments mula sa ating mga mommy viewers. So we'll start with ito. Nakita ko to kanina. Ang sabi ni Aika, Momshi Aika Angeles, I can really relate to this. I wish I can let my husband watch this as well.
May replay naman, di ba?
Yes! May team
Why
replay, tsaka Momsh,
not?
oo. Momsh,
Why
itag mo na
not?
yung hubby. Yes, si hubby.
Oo. Or
Oo.
have a time together na upuan ninyo and then mag-share kayo sa isa't isa. Yung medyo hindi naman kayo stress para talaga nakatutok kayo sa pag-intindi sa isa't isa. So
Yes,
go,
I
Mommy
agree.
Aika, go.
Maraming salamat, Mommy Aika. Sabi naman ni Facebook user, communication is the key para sa mga mag-asawa. Nako, Miss Eileen, what can you say about this?
Okay. It's true, but it's a common advice talaga. Communication is key, pero masusurprise ka, Ruf, na ang daming hindi alam ano yung good communication. And that's an entire seminar na naman. Kasi communication is not expressing yourself. Okay? Baka maraming hindi nakakaalam yan. I'm sure maraming hindi nakakaalam yan. Communication is not about expressing yourself. It's about creating a deeper connection. Okay? So, ang daling sabihin na communication is key. Baka nagtataka yung ibang tao, nagko-communicate naman ako. Sinasabi ko kung tanga siya at palpak siya at ganyan. Communication yon. Kung ang tingin mo, communication is expressing yourself. Na-express mo na galit ka. Pero, does it create a deeper connection? No. So that is not good communication. So good communication is key para sa mag-asawa. And for everyone, sa families, sa mga kids and moms. Pero we really need to invest in honing our communication skills kasi maraming hindi alam ano yung good communication. Okay?
Yan.
But I'm glad
Miss
that you
Ai-
pointed that out.
Oh, parang nabanggit, pwede ba nating mabilis lang na matouch yun? Parang naalala ko before, dun sa, na isa sa mga na-share nyo rin sa amin sa mga workshops is when you express what you feel or what you want to say, you have to tell like I feel like nararamdaman ko ito. You don't say parang hindi mo dapat sabihin na tama, let me know if tama yung
Naalala niya, oh. Bilis
we
tuloy mo,
can,
Ruf, go.
oo, parang 'di ba parang it's better to say na if we want to tell something not only to our husbands or our partners, basta sa ating mga mahal sa buhay or kakilala, we don't say kasi ikaw ganyan eh. Ganto ka kasi. But we say, alam mo, I feel like this. I feel na parang nane-neglect na ako sa relationship natin. Tama ba ako?
Okay. First of all, plus points. May star si Ruf kasi naalala niya yung mga sinabi ko noon. Yan. Kailangan talaga, di ba? So, even whether we're single or talagang these are lifelong skills. Hindi lang to gagamitin for a certain period in our life. Talagang all throughout at gagamitin to sa mga anak. So yes, ito, bigyan ko ng scenario, okay? Kaya what we really covered was the psychology, psychospirituality, all these things that yung foundation siya for men and women. Okay, in terms of communication, here's a scenario. Kunyari, nalimutan yung very common situation, nalimutan ni husband na anniversary niyo pala. Okay, so kung magko-communicate ka, ang tingin mo sa communication ay puro i-share mo lang yung nararamdaman mo. So, ang mangyayari ganito na parang, hindi mo na naman naalala nung klaseng husband ka, blah, 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 yun. Okay? Pero, we need to go deeper. Okay? Kaya nga, merong tinatawag na emotional EQ. Talagang may emotional intelligence. And, that's why I teach people about that. Hindi ka, parang tanungin mo sarili mo, bakit ka galit? Okay? Oo, ayan. Dahil nalimutan na naman niya, okay? Pero pag tinanong mo sarili mo, bakit big deal sa'yo yon? And then, pag lumalim ka ng lumalim, posible, madiscover mo na, kaya ako galit, kasi feeling ko, natatakot ako na baka hindi na ako importante sa buhay niya. So when you get your real feeling, doon na papasok yung script na naalala ni Ruf, na tinuro ko sa kanya a long time ago, na imbis na sabihin mo, na nilabel mo na wala siyang kwentang asawa. Okay? Sabihin mo lang ganito. Kasi yun yung ano yun yung expressing yourself lang eh. Wala ka talagang kwentang asawa, hindi mo na naman naalala ang anniversary mo, isa na nga lang anniversary natin, bakit ba, ano ba ginagawa mo, bakit puro games ka na lang? So lahat na inungkat na. Meanwhile, doon sa communication talaga na may emotional intelligence pa, nalaman mo na kaya ka galit kasi it's really fear. Fear of abandonment, diba? Takot na hindi ka na importante sa kanya. So, what if sabihin mo ganito, parang, lumagpas yung anniversary natin, tapos walang nangyaring special. Alam mo, nalulungkot ako kasi parang, so yun, feeling mo, nalulungkot ako kasi feeling ko baka hindi na important yung marriage natin sa'yo. And then yun lang. Hindi mo siya nilabel na batugan, hindi mo siya nilabel na walang kwenta, hindi mo siya nilabel na selfish or inconsiderate. Sinabi mo lang na nalulungkot ka. At hindi niya pwedeng i-ano yun na, nalulungkot ka eh. And yun lang, shinare mo lang sa kanya. So in short, you took responsibility na inalam mo ano yung totoong emotion mo and then shinare mo sa kanya. And then bahala na siya, and this is where we trust, kung anong action ang gagawin niya, kung meron man o wala, you just trust na mahal naman ako nitong taong to eh. Yung parang, pinakasalan ako nito eh. Parang, I'm sure, walang lalaking nagpakasal wishing na pumalpak siya. Sobrang fear of failure yun, di ba? So, pag sinabi mo nalulungkot ka at pag nagtanong siya, ano, uy, talaga nalulungkot ka, anong gusto mong gawin ko? Kailangan alam mo rin ang gusto mong gawin niya. Kasi marami rin na parang, anong gusto mong gawin ko? Ewan ko, bahala ka, hulaan mo. Okay, parang paano niya mahuhulaan kung ikaw nga hindi mo alam anong gusto mong gawin niya. So in short, hindi po psychic yung mga lalaki, hindi po nagre-read ng mind. Pag na-share mo na, uy, nalulungkot pala yung partner ko, of course, kung mahal ka niya, ayaw niya yon. Pero, kailangan, pag tinanong ka kung ano yung gusto mong mangyari, malinaw din para sa'yo, ano ba gusto mong mangyari. Hindi niya pwedeng mahulaan ang something na ikaw mismo hindi mo alam sa sarili mo. So, yun ang totoong communication. That's one aspect. So, thank you for bringing that up, Ruf. At naalala talaga niya. I am so happy na kahit years and years ago na siya, naaalala mo pa rin. So, I'm happy as a coach and as a psychologist.
Pero syempre ma'am siya, hindi naman perfect din yung relationship namin ng fiancé ko. Marami pa ring ano. Pero but because of what I've learned from Coach Aileen, ganyan, mas parang kumbaga mas we handle the challenges parang better. Kumbaga.
Yes.
Oh, ayan.
Yes, more informed actions.
Yes.
Yes.
Tama. Miss Aileen, sabi naman ni Mommy Yeye Tajos, Yeye Estanislao Tajos, woo, thank you po for this. I agree. You wouldn't know how to heal your wounds if you don't know what is your wound and you don't acknowledge that you are.
Yes.
Maganda. Totoo.
You're welcome, Mommy Yeye.
Okay. We'll be reading more, ha, Miss Aileen. Ako, napakarami comments and questions are coming in actually. So, ito po, mula kay Mommy Judy Ann Imbian Cruz. Medyo interesting tong question niya, Miss Aileen. I'd like to know your thoughts about this. How to handle a younger husband? May pagka-immature po kasi. Ako.
Okay. On one hand, okay, parang I want you to take away the label na immature ang husband mo. Okay? Ito pa. And while we're on that topic, hindi lang kay Mommy Judy Anto, sa lahat na ang tingin nila, ang husband nila, ang panganay nila, please, paki-erase yan. Kasi habang iniisip nyo pa rin na kayo yung nanay ng husband nyo, guess what? Paano kayo makikita as their wife and partner kung ang tingin nyo sa sarili nyo ay nanay niya? Okay? Medyo may psychological perversion yung kung ang tingin sa'yo ng husband mo nanay tapos in love siya sa ganon. So please let us try to erase that thinking na tayo ang nanay ng husbands natin. Our husbands are our husbands. They are men. If we expect them to be our men, our husbands, to be the leader, to have strong, courageous love, let us take away these labels. These are labels. Okay? On one hand, yung tinatawag na immaturity, okay, I just want to clarify that. Maraming men in general, if they are emotionally healthy, they acknowledge that they are little boys at heart. Kasi ang women din ganun, di ba? Diba? We are still little girls. Yung iba nga teenage girls at heart. Ako, sino sa inyo ang kinikilig pa rin sa mga K-drama? Okay, so yon. Pag sinabi ng husband nyo, immature tayo dahil kinikilig-kilig pa rin tayo dito sa mga high school K-drama na to na alam naman natin hindi katotohanan. Dahil fiction lang yan. Remember, I'm an author and scriptwriter. Talagang iba yung fiction. Pero kinikilig-kilig tayo, pinagbibigyan tayo ng husbands natin. Kasi parang that's the little girl at heart na within us na parang gusto natin imagine na makamukha tayo nung bida sa K-drama at ganon. So, same thing with our husband. So, is it fair to call that immaturity or is it just part and parcel of our husband? When we chose the man that we are spending our lives with, there are so many things about him, pero when we label it as something na negative, okay, na immaturity, o kaya selfishness, or being inconsiderate, then we are taking away from yung tayo mismo ang nag-erode nung trust in the way we see our husbands. So, if you look at your husband as a leader, a man, talagang strong, tinignan niyo nga, sige nga kung pwede, kung nandiyan yung husband niyo sa tabi-tabi ninyo, dahil pandemic naman, kung work from home kayo, tingnan niyo lang, konting silip lang, ganon. And then, tingnan niyo, like, kunyari, imagine niyo, ito ang gift ng women, we have imagination. Lagyan niyo siya ng aura ng strong, courageous love. Okay? So, parang, imagine niyo, siya si Park Seo-joon, o kaya si, kung sino man ang mga crush ninyo sa si Ji Chang-wook, kung sino-sino pa. Okay, imagine niyo, yung mga, kasi there's a reason why we're also into these love stories. Kasi we recognize strong, courageous love. But there's also the reason why you chose your husband. Kasi you know that this man is also capable of strong, courageous love. So, imbis na pinapasa lang natin sa mga fictional characters or other people na pinagpapantasyahan natin, first and foremost, build in your own eyes yung strong, courageous love. And then, you will see your husband grow into that. Kasi, when we have that mindset, then it will reflect in our actions. And Mommy Judy Ann, again, yung younger husband, para sa akin I have met men, 18 years old, 20 years old, who are more mature than some 40-year-old men. So, it's not an age thing And it's not, like I said, package tayo Parang, when you pick a man, you are accepting the little boy that is inside him, the teenage guy that is inside him, the man he is right now, the man he is going to be, and you love that man for who he is, and you decide that you're going to love that man in the different versions na dadaanan pa niya at dadaanan ninyo, because that's what you will also, the kind of love that you would also need from the man who has chosen you. Okay? I hope na medyo narinawan yon.
Thank you, Miss Amy. Now we'll be reading more questions and comments. Ayan, ako. Mula kay Mommy Charlene Alts, respect, love, and communication, good communication are very important in relationship. Not all the time na maging dominant tayong mga girls. Dapat, let's also consider ang mga decisions ng ating.
Yes.
Yes.
And actually, dominance means controlling. So, we're acting from our wounds. Okay? So, talagang, again, it will take a while. Pero, when you, because now you know better, you will do better. When you start your healing, this is just an eye-opener. Pero, when you actively work on your own healing of your own wounds, then, only good things will happen and the best is yet to come. Malay nyo, 50th anniversary nyo, you will be more in love with each other than you are right now. Kasi the growth is really gradual. Pero yes, yung dominance, yung over-controlling, it's really a sign of, yun, yung are being afraid to be vulnerable. So I'm glad that there is not that awareness now.
Wala naman kay June Day Aya, napakaikli lang nung discussion pero ang dami kong na-realize. Isa na doon yung hindi lang pala dapat ang mga babae ang dapat intindihin, pati rin pala mga lalaki.
Yes, Mommy June, actually, totoo yan. Sa totoo lang ha, as a counselor, coach, I know for a fact, sobrang daming women empowerment groups. Ito nga lang, FH Moms. Pero for men, and talking about masculinity, wala. Ang konti, napaka-konti. So, sino yung tatakbuhan pa ng mga men in order to be understood? So ang dami, and lalo na yung men nga who grow up na wala ring good role model na fathers or good role model na male authority figures. So the great thing is if you are an FH mom right now listening to this and having all of these realizations, you can start making that happen kasi your husband chose you dahil nga they know na you have that gentle and inviting love and they can feel safe in your presence. So minsan nga lang because of the stresses of life, nagpupunta tayo sa negative version natin, pero we can always move back to the positive version. Okay, wow. So yes, our men, that's why men need their partners, lalo na ngayon.
Yung kumbaga parang kung tayo yung partners ay tayo dapat yung unang mag-a-affirm dun sa ating mga oo, sa ating mga partner. Ayan. Miss Aileen, ito naman ay mula kay Momshi Daniel De Vera. Thank you, Coach. Nakikinig ang asawa ko. Siya na. Ang ganda
And I'm happy
naman.
na sinishare mo to sa husband mo. That means something about your relationship na sinishare mo yung growth mo sa kanya, and then talagang nandyan siya and willing siya to learn rin. I am so happy for you, Daniel, and your husband. So, God bless you both.
Tama. Ito, Miss Aileen, sabi ni Facebook user, me and my partner are very dominant people. When we met talagang malakas ang personality namin both. There are times na nagkaka-misunderstanding kami sa maraming bagay, but madami ding bagay na okay kami together. Can you give me more tips po on how I can treat or manage my treatment sa kanya better? Thank you.
Hindi magkakasya talaga dito. Kasi more tips are, hindi siya kailangan may context kasi parate. Kailangan kasi maintindihan natin, yun importante, maintindihan natin yung psychology underneath those tips and advice and scripts and mindsets. So, ang pinaka-tip ko sa'yo, Facebook user, I'm glad that you are able to identify something na you know that you and your partner need to work on. Use what you have learned right now in this session. Kasi kung talagang inabsorb niyo yon, then you will know ano yung next step mo and what it is exactly that you need to grow. You identify your wounds, you identify your behaviors, and then, kasi you will start with yourself talaga na talaga, we can't change anyone else. We can't change our partners. We can only change ourselves. And then, when we change our behaviors, our reactions, then mag-uumpisa na rin maapektuhan yung dynamic ng buong relationship. That is the only effect talaga when we start the change within us. So, you start with what's here and then identify ano yung ginagawa mong behavior and then go into parang invest in your talagang any other tip I will give you, magiging magiging yun yung lutong Macau. Yung hindi mo maintindihan na tip. Parang tinatanong mo ako na paano ba mag-drive ng maayos? Okay. Tapos sinabi ko lang na okay, be a proactive driver. Tapos, okay. So parang yun, hindi mo maiintindihan. Hindi ko nga alam kung ano dinadrive mo, automatic ba o manual. So ang daming details na kailangan talagang himay-himayin para talagang ma-address itong ganitong very specific situation. Okay? But pero I'm pointing out, You have identified an issue that you need to work on between you and your partner. You have attended this session, and you have the ability to review the session and see what specific thing should I act on now. Maybe you really need to take a workshop. Maybe you need to talagang just change one small behavior. Maybe you just need to identify first what your wounds are. And then baka yung reaction mo sa partner mo ay hindi dahil sa kanya, kung hindi dahil sa mga wounds mo na in short, you are reacting to him because of the pain that other people in your past have given to you. So, these are really talagang ano hindi natin pwedeng buksan yan ng basta-basta na hindi natin aayusin yung pagkaka-complete niya, pagkaka-resolve niya. So, but you already have these three things. You have this awareness, you have insights from this session, and you can pinpoint to yourself what small behavior or awareness could you act on right now. What do you need? Do you need support? Do you need coaching, counseling? Do you need a workshop? Do you need a seminar? Then go with that.
Agree. Ito, Miss Aileen, gusto ko yung comment ni Ma'am Shi Ira Paz. There were times na naging controlling din ako. I'm glad na na-overcome ko na yun. It's not a good thing para sa mag-asawa. Communication is not just talking, but also listening to your partner. Napakaganda.
Exactly. I'm happy for you, Ira. I'm glad na na-overcome yun na yan. Mahirap, diba? And it's a process. Matagal talaga siya. Lalo na kung habit siya. And totoo, it doesn't give any benefit to anyone, not to the husband, not to the wife, and not to the relationship, not to the marriage. So I'm glad you're doing that.
Naku, congrats! Thank you, Mami Ira. Pero thank you rin for joining us today, ha. Miss Aileen, ang sabi ni Mami Net Amorpan, bakit po sa mga lalaki parang walang big deal? Feeling ko tuloy ako lagi may problema.
Okay. Okay, Net, parang naiintindihan ko yung question mo. Kaya rin maraming empowerment workshops, seminars ang women. Kasi culturally, okay lang para sa babae ang umiyak, ang magkwentuhan ng problema, magdamayan. Pero para sa lalaki, remember fear of failure? Kaya tingnan mo, di ba, may mga lalaki na okay na sa kanila ang mawala kesa sa magtanong sila ng directions. Buti nga may Waze na eh. Hindi sila nahihiya kay Waze. Okay? Pero, it's part of fear of failure. Sa mga lalaki kasi, pag nagtanong ka, paano ba gawin to, pare? Parang, may nakita ka na ba mga magbarkada? Pare, ano ba gagawin ko sa relationship ko, pare? Di ba wala? Kasi para sa kanila, it's an admission na may failure sila. So, hindi totoo na hindi big deal. Kung hindi, culturally, minamasama at minamaliit ang mga lalaki na nagtatanong about these things, na nagsushow ng emotion. So, sa totoo lang, it's a double standard. Kung may double standard na against sa women, may double standard rin against sa men. Kaya may toxic masculinity yung talagang kailangan palakasan, pagalingan, pero deep inside, they're struggling with a lot of things, and this is why they choose a female partner. Kasi alam nila, yun nga, they choose the kind of partner na may gentle and inviting love. And so, talagang, and if that partner makes them feel safe to open up, makes them feel safe to admit failure, then that's what they really need, to have emotional health. Kasi culturally, talagang tinatawag silang kung ano-ano, na naming label na binibigay. So, ano pa choice nila? No big deal. Tingnan niyo yung mga bata. Yung batang lalaki, natalisod, nagdugo yung ilong, parang, wag ka iyak, lalaki ka. Samantalang yung babae, natalisod, nagdugo ilong, kawawa naman baby ko, ganda-ganda pa naman. Yun. So, ano yung mangyayari sa mga little boys and little girls na gano'n? So, you can see yung dala-dala na emotions ng mga lalaki that they don't feel safe with sharing. So that's why they really need partners who understand them. Nasanay sila ng mundo na they should not make a big deal out of it. but it is a big deal and they feel it. Okay? So it's not um it's not pointing out that you have a problem. It's pointing out na you can actually be part of the solution.
Wow, ang ganda nun. We'll be reading last two questions, but
Okay, sige, last two.
reading comments as well kasi may mga nadadaanan pa akong mga comments from our mommy viewers. Sabi ni Mommy Virginia B. De Guzman, Coach, sana po may season 2 ng discussion for this matter. Nako, ipapaschedule natin yan kay Coach pag may free time si Coach yan. So, meron din dito parang merong nagsabi si Mommy Mary Rose Elba Arambulo, dapat samahan rin po natin, yes, ng listening at pag-unawa para maintindihan rin po natin ang mga asawa natin and dapat vice versa rin po. Sabi ni Mommy June Day Aya, bigla po akong kinilig, Coach, sa imagination.
Diba? Nagmukhang
Diba?
Park Seo Joon ba? Or Ji Chang-wook? Diba? Parang, ayan. And it will only help your marriage. May isa nga akong alam si Brother Bo Sanchez. Yung wife niya, si Maru, mahilig rin sa K-drama. So sabi, tinatanong si Brother Bo na parang, anong ginagawa mo pag nanonood ng K-drama yung misis mo? Sabi niya, okay lang. Kasi ang nakakatuwa nga, kinikilig siya sa K-drama. Pagkatapos ng K-drama niya, ang lambing-lambing sa akin. O di ba, win-win situation.
Wow.
So yun yung positive way of using K-dramas. Remembering what gentle and inviting love is, and then remembering na the man that we chose already has those, pero ito, real life love story. Hindi siya fiction lang. Diba?
Tama. Totoong kilig talaga from your husband.
In real life.
Ayan. In real life. Ito, Miss Aileen, this will be our second to the last question. Sabi ni Olivia Olive, Moms, what's the best advice on how to balance our love with each other without being exhausted at some point? Why?
Okay. Ang naririnig ko dyan, parang wala kang me time, Moms. Okay. Kasi in any relationship, you are still you, your partner is still himself, and together you are building the relationship, the marriage, the home. Pero, ikaw rin, you are in charge. Remember, you are in charge of your own growth, emotional health, spiritual health, mental health. Kaya nga, meron tayong FHMoms. Talagang you're also looking at your career and business and finances. Pero all the other aspects of your life, sa'yo rin. So if you are getting exhausted, it's not because sobra yung love mo sa husband mo. Hindi. It's just na you have not allowed yourself, you have not given yourself the me time that you need. So, and kailangan nyo po, kailangan na rin yan ng me time. Okay? So, I know, mahirap to pag maliliit pa yung mga kids. Pero, on one hand, blessed nga tayo sa Pilipinas kasi we can SOS sa mga kamag-anak. Punta naman kayo dito, kailangan na namin ng me time. When I say me time, eto, simple lang. Hindi naman kailangan magbakasyon kayo. Wala naman pwede magbakasyon ngayon nung talagang out of town or anything. Pero eto, me time lang na 10 minutes, 20 minutes, quiet ka lang, talagang regaining your thoughts. Yung iba nag-journaling, yung iba nagme-meditate, yung iba wala lang, naglalagay lang ng yung music na nakaka-calm sa kanya. And then just have that time for yourself. Hindi selfish yon. Kasi bilang moms and wives, we, di ba parang sa plane, before you can help other people to put on their oxygen mask, you have to put your own oxygen mask. So, we can't give love and take care of the people around us kung tayo, hindi natin pinupuno yung love tank pa natin. So, we really need to do that. So, have a regular ritual for yourself. Kung ano yung nakakapuno ng love tank mo. Naku, isang topic na naman yan, love languages and filling your own love tank. So, yon. Kasi, again, having a wonderful partner and a good relationship is a bonus. Pero, our love tank, our decision to be happy, our decision to permission to give ourselves me time, all of these things, and our decision to heal our own wounds, all of these things rest on us. Kasi, our partners cannot do it for us because they are on their own growth journey rin. So our partner has his own growth journey. We are on our own growth journey. And together, when we have two partners who are growing, then you are growing the relationship, the marriage, and the family together. So
Wow.
give yourself
Yeah.
permission.
Mm-mm. Agree. Kasi tama yung sinabi ni Miss Aileen that you can't give love that you do not have. So always fill in you have to fill your love tank muna before
Yourself,
you can
yes.
share
Yun,
love
pwedeng
tank of
topic natin
yourself.
yun na next if you
Next.
want. Pero
Meron pa nga,
in a
Miss.
bit pa.
Oo, yes, yes. Ito pa, Miss Aileen. Merong nagtatanong, mamaya sasagutin ni Miss Aileen, ito, Facebook user. Thank you po, Coach Aileen, sa answer about my question. Can you share the details on how we can have an appointment for an online counseling together
Oh,
soon?
okay. At least you
Thanks.
identified na yun yung kailangan. So, on Facebook, so you can go to facebook.com/Coach Aileen. Ayan, pinlash na ni Ruf. So, on Facebook, doon ako na may message via messenger there. And then we'll find a suitable schedule. Okay, for one-on-one. And also, dun sa mga nagtanong, may mga tanong pa na baka hindi natin na-address, you can also message me there. And then every Friday at 9 p.m., I do a live stream on YouTube. So, ayan din, pinlash ni Ruf, yung tinyurl.com/Coach Aileen. That leads to my YouTube channel. Please support that channel. Medyo bago-bago siya at mainit-init. So, parang, so we can grow that channel. And every Friday at 9 p.m. Manila time, I answer the most common or important questions that I get throughout the week. Kasi, of course, I only have limited time for one-on-one. Pero sometimes that's what's really needed. Sometimes yung iba naman na halimbawa wala pang hindi pa kaya yung one-on-one, hindi pa ready for one-on-one. Pag natanong mo yung question mo, pwedeng mag-benefit ka and yung ibang tao kasi at least may nakukuha ka ng dagdag na input pa rin. Doon para umpisahan na yung healing and yung fixing ng situation.
And of course, nabanggit kanina ni Coach Aileen yung tungkol sa ating mga self-wounds. Alam niyo ba na merong workshop also si Miss Aileen this coming June 26. Kaya let's watch
Saturday, yes.
video. Yes, on Saturday, let's watch this video para naman malaman natin kung ano ba ito. So, panoorin natin to. It's this quick video. Yan, Coach! So, please promote yung upcoming event po ninyo and before you give your final words sa ating mga momshies na nanonood ngayong araw na to.
So yun, it's an emotional self-management session. Talagang it's an overview para maintindihan natin ang emotions natin better. Parang yung sample natin kanina na before we can communicate our truth to our partners, kailangan tayo naiintindihan din natin yung truth natin. So madalas ang truth is not we're angry or our partners are inconsiderate, pero there's a deeper truth, every emotion has a lesson. And yun yung what we will do. It's a 3-hour seminar online. So ayan, thank you for flashing this roof. So ito yung if you don't want to go around parang looking for the link. So ito, just type into your browser tinyurl.com/June26emotions and it will lead you to the event page so you can purchase access. So talagang very affordable lang siya. Ano yung magkano siya? 349. Okay, and it's a 3-hour session and online and I will give
Wow.
you worksheets para talagang maumpisahan na yung journey towards emotional self-management. So that instead of the emotions controlling you, we become in charge of our own emotions.
Nako, interesting topic. Yes. Ayan po, your final message before we say goodbye po sa ating mga momshies.
Okay, so ano lang na I'm glad that you are here. The fact that you're part of this community, you are learning, you are growing, and your partners are blessed to have the kind of woman like you in their lives kasi you're in that path to growth. There are a lot of things that we still need to learn kasi totoo, hindi to naturo sa school eh. But when you are starting to learn these things and you are really putting in the effort to grow and change your behavior and really go towards becoming the better version of who you are, then it's always a win-win for you, for your partner, and for your family. So I acknowledge you. I acknowledge your growth. I acknowledge your learning. So keep doing that.
Oh, yes. Thank you very much, Miss Aileen. Sana po ay makasama po uli namin kayo in the next topic naman kasi ang mga mommies natin na excited na to listen once again sa napakagandang webinar and talk po na inihanda ninyo para sa amin. Maraming salamat, Coach.
You're
See you
welcome. God bless everyone.
God bless. Bye-bye po. Ayan, ako mga momshies, muli po, we are inviting you sa Coach Aileen's Emotional Self-Management Workshop on June 26. That is tinyurl.com/June26emotions. At syempre dun sa mga momshies natin, if you want to connect with Miss Aileen, join her on every Friday, 9 p.m. That is #FallInLoveFriday. Live streaming session sa YouTube. That is tinyurl.com/Coach Aileen. And kung gusto niyo naman ng online coaching session with Coach Aileen, that is facebook.com/Coach Aileen. At syempre, bago ako magbigay ng takeaways ito, gaya nga ng sinabi kanina, we have also to fill the love tanks of ourselves before we can share the love to other people, to our family. And one way to do that, is to get more than just better skin. So if you want to know more about yung FHMoms and Eliana Cosmetics, nako, you have to sign in dito sa bit.ly/FHMoms Eliana, because Eliana, you will get Eliana's gift that keeps on giving. You may earn 15% commission while helping others find beauty. Kaya naman, share something you love with women who will enjoy it too. Kaya sign up na. Tag ako, Mari, to be one of the 20 winners who will receive the following Ito, 20 ang mananalo. You'll receive a gift worth 2,500 pesos worth of products at an Eliana affiliate code link. So sign up na dito sa bit.ly/FHMomsXEliana. At tuloy-tuloy pa rin po ang ating mga webinars, mastery courses. Ang enrollment is until June 26. Kaya habol na kung hindi pa po kayo nakakapag-enroll. Mabilis lang po na takeaways ko for tonight. Ang lahat naman ng natutunan natin today, natutuwa ako that we have, kumbaga, hindi aksidente yung pagkakaroon mo ng oras na mapanood ang webinar natin ngayong araw na ito. God or maybe something is telling you or telling us about how we can understand our partners, our husbands. But I hope that this is just a start na hindi lamang yung asawa natin yung iintindi sa atin most of the time, but also we have to help each other. Kumbaga, partnership, give and take siya. So, hindi rin ako ganun ka-expert, mga momshies, but what I've learned today is we need to work together. Our husbands is not our competitors, but they are our best friends. They are our partners. Kaya if we want to have a better relationship, we want to grow a loving relationship in our family, it is best to also improve how we improve our relationship with them, improve din natin yung pakikitungo natin sa kanila, and improve our communication with them. Gaya nga na sinabi kanina ng karamihan sa mga momshies natin, when we communicate, we don't only talk, but we also listen to what they are telling us. Kaya naman, maraming salamat po sa inyo mga momshies. Mamayang 8 p.m. meron po tayong webinar kasama po si Mommy Ange. Baka tutukan din po yan. Have a great night. Alam ko magdi-dinner na kayo mga momshies. Maya-maya ay magsasama-sama po ulit tayo sa ating free webinar. Ako po ang inyong Momshie Ruf. Sa ngalan po ni Mommy MK, have a great night. Ingat po tayo. God bless. Bye!
Tara na tumutok na sa FHMoms Radio. Habang ika'y nagre-relax sa bahay mo.
FHMoms Radio, changing lives, one mom at a time. Moving forward, giving back with FHMoms Radio.
Tara na tumutok na sa FHMoms Radio. Habang ika'y nagre-relax sa bahay mo. Marami kang matututunan dahil di lang basta chikahan. FHMoms Radio, mga momshie atin to.
Tara na mga momshie, mami, nanay o mama, andito na ang FHMoms makakasama. Ang online radio na magbibigay advice at mga kwento na siguradong mapapanice. Ito ay hindi lang basta mga chikahan, andito sila upang ikaw ay gabayan. Turuan ng mga tips sa paghahanap buhay at maging isa ka sa successful na nanay. O diba? Kaya saan ka pa? Basta ikaw ay momshie, dito bida ka. FHMoms Radio number 1. Ito ang online radio ng sangkanan na yan. Di ka lang basta nanay, ikaw ay super nanay. Para sa pamilya ang lahat ay iaalay. Lahat ibibigay, lahat ay kayang gawin ng iyong pagiging nanay, lalo pang palakasin.
FHMoms Radio.
Tara na tumutok na sa FHMoms Radio. Habang ika'y nagre-relax sa bahay mo. Marami kang matututunan dahil di lang basta chikahan. FHMoms Radio, mga momshie atin to. Mga momshie, tara na, dito'y bidang-bida ka. Ipagmalaki natin na tayo'y magigiting nga ina. Mga mami, tara na, dito'y bidang-bida ka. Ipagmalaki natin na tayo'y magigiting nga ina.
FHMoms Radio.
Tara na tumutok na sa FHMoms Radio. Habang ika'y nagre-relax sa bahay mo. Marami kang matututunan dahil di lang basta chikahan. FHMoms Radio, mga momshie atin to. Tara na tumutok na sa FHMoms Radio. Habang ika'y nagre-relax sa bahay mo. Marami kang matututunan dahil di lang basta chikahan. FHMoms Radio, mga momshie atin to.
Tambay na! Nagbabalik ang FHMoms Radio.